This is
hopefully it'll be good.
I guess third time's a charm. And
I don't know if you know this, but I was here.
We are recording.
Like 10 minutes before I actually walked in here. I was just trying to park in the cul-de-sac. I was just having such a hard time with that. I didn't want to park in the driveway because I was like, maybe your wife needs to come home.
Yeah, no, we were calling out that BMW. It's like, I mean,
that white,
that's my only spot if somebody's here.
I think they're visiting your neighbors.
Yeah, it's like there's a whole like little street down there where there's just a fence, so anybody can just park there. We're a post office or not office boxes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this motherfucker's like, no, I'm just gonna park right in this guy's spot.
A question like, how does it take you longer to park or to tie your own shoes?
Oh, geez, it takes me forever to tie my shoes.
So longer to park than
it. Oh, jeez. Now that you mention it, especially that left shoe,
right? I got me like, wait a minute. In terms of like timeline,
probably took me longer to park, but less effort than it took to tie my shoes. For those of you who are listening, I have knee problems.
Hey, man, it's what happens.
Knee problems from martial arts, which brings us to today's discussion.
Yeah, we're kung fu fighting. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of It Was Mooney, your source for commentary on all things movie, streaming, and pop culture related. I'm your host, Kosi, and I'm joined always by Wani B, and we're joined in studio today by our special guest and friend of the show, Aaron.
Aaron,
what's up, brother? What's up, brother? Hey, man.
Dude's giving his last name on everything.
It's cool. We'll bleep that. Yeah, let's cut that. We'll bleep that. Dude, thanks for showing up. Hey, man, third time's a charm for recording an episode. So,
well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man, let's do this. So, again,
if keen-eyed listeners, keen-eared listeners will recognize that Aaron was the guy from our first guest, where we had a complete disaster and lost the majority of the episode.
Yeah, Wong Gao-Timati killed me for it. Isn't that crazy?
I
had to reanimate Kosi in the Lazarus pit.
I say it was worth it.
Right.
I was actually supposed to be on the Oscar nominees one, and I stayed. I watched so many Oscar movies to prepare for that. Like, I just crammed them in like night after. Like, I watched one at night, and then the next morning I went to the theater again to watch another one, and then I was like, Cozy, I'm not going to get to the last three. And he was like, we're not going to have you on.
Yeah, good idea, because you're not on here. No, so again, this is the third time it's a charm, so hell yeah.
We didn't have the tech to really have you on. We would have been sharing mics.
Right? Well, that would have been some pretty...
that was the
I think that episode we were literally holding our mics up.
No, you had a stand, but I didn't have one yet, so I had to just hold it.
I think that one, like, mine didn't work. I don't know. Yeah, but one of us was holding our mics.
Hopefully it wasn't visible or to our listeners.
No, I think it was, but people just kind of gave us the benefit of the doubt.
As a listener, I didn't see it at all.
Yes. Good to know. But anyway, listeners, as always, the recording you listen to was and will always be recorded before a live studio ostrich. What's up, Maurice? That's our ostrich.
Maurice.
That's his name.
Yeah, gave him a name. He's a big part of the show. So
he's our mascot, dude.
He's probably the best member of the show.
Yeah, you know what? I wish
you're right.
I wish I could pretend that was false, but unfortunately, I have to give
no
you that
offense,
one.
but
yes.
We love you, Maurice.
I'll
we
take
love
no
you.
offense, but I can't even deny it.
All right, Juan, what we got on top for today's show, brother?
All right, today we got some more trailer trash.
Oh,
we review the trailers for Venom: The Last Dance and Alien Romulus.
Okay.
And then, we go into the Kung Fu fighting episode.
Woo! Kung Fu fight.
Just for the pedantics among us, we don't literally mean Kung Fu movies or media.
Right.
More martial arts, even some sword fights. No gladiator stuff, no Western kind of...
Swords and Sandals is like a different category.
Yeah, no swords and sandals, just martial arts movies. So stuff like The Raid, stuff like John Wick, all that counts. Even Matrix, depending on how generous you want to get with it. But we love all these types of movies. We have some great knowledge to share with y'all, and so I say we get to it.
Let's do it.
All right.
So first of all, we get another episode of Trailer Trash.
Trailer Trash.
Anyways, let's start off with the trailer for Venom: The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
Giving a quick overview, I don't even know what there is to overview. It's just Tom Hardy and Venom getting up to shenanigans. Did they give a clear overview what the plot was? They seems to be getting chased by the government a little bit.
It seems to be that the aliens from Venom's home planet are I forget what they're called. Cozy, do you know what the symbiotes are?
Symbiotes, isn't it?
I mean, the symbiotes are what we call them, but they are a species. The Clintar.
They're the Clintar race. So
that's what it
Yes.
is, and it
Good
seems
catch.
like the
Just call them
Clintars are coming to Earth and giving them problems. And so, Juan, I don't know if you are aware, but did you see Thor 4, Love and Thunder?
Thor, yes, I did.
So the sword,
We gotta watch that together. Actually.
yeah. Now that I think back, the sword the Necro sword that he had in Thor 4 was the sword that was. It's basically made of symbiote, and it was held by the god of the symbiotes, or at least from what I know. No,
In the comics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
and that kind of operates a little bit like Hela did in Thor 3.
Okay.
So it's just that black liquidy stuff, and that ends up becoming the symbiotes.
But that gooey stuff is always a peak.
It always is.
Peak movie villain.
Yeah.
And I could be completely butchering this history, but I know they're somewhat related.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, so this Clintar black gooey thing that's been stuck on Eddie Brock since 2018's Venom, they're now kind of on the run now in this third movie. It's always kind of like the third movie trope to like go on the run, but now they're being hunted by everyone from like an agency to aliens back from Venom's world. So we just watched the trailer. So what do y'all think? Just first impression of the trailer.
Honestly, I didn't even catch most of that description. Listen, at this point, if you're still watching these movies, it's because you enjoy the camaraderie and chemistry and shenanigans between Venom and Tom Hardy.
It's an excellent bromance. I love it. I love it.
Really, what sold these movies is that Tom Hardy, as silly and over like goofy these movies are, Tom Hardy really leans into every role, right? He goes 100%. That scene of him eating a lobster in a restaurant
Hilarious.
will always be a classic.
What the hell was that?
You
man?
know, all the little funny lines. That's what makes the movie works. The fight scenes are mostly terrible. Woody Harrelson, they managed to make Woody Harrelson lame.
I completely forgot Woody Harrelson was in that.
Yeah, he's a
movie.
bad guy.
Raggedy,
Yeah.
and
and
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, and
he had that mop on his head at the end. Of
At
the
the end of
like-
the first, the what do you call it? The post-credit scene.
For someone like Cletus Cassie, like that's like his main villain. Like that was such a hilarious reveal. But in Let There Be Carnage, I think what made it fun was Harrelson and Hardy going off on each other. Like acting
Harrelson
against
is
each
good at
other.
having it up every time.
Yeah, he's so
and
good
again,
at that.
That's what you're going to for this movie. It's not a good superhero movie by the most standards, like from we consider the top. And it's not even good in the sense Deadpool is good, where it's legitimately great humor. It's just the performances and the chemistry and the charisma of the main duo. That's pretty much what carries the movie.
I was really excited to see Carnage on screen, and for a character called Carnage in a movie called Let There Be Carnage, there sure wasn't a lot of carnage.
You didn't think so? Like
I mean, like
There was some.
I kind of wish he did like more of the serial killer stuff. Like that's the scary part about Carnage. He had that
I see
like
what you
tornado scene, and I think Carnage has done that like once or twice in the comics. But the fun of Carnage is he turns his stuff into like stabbing mechanisms with like scythes and swords, and then he just stabs people brutally.
right?
Which I don't know if you watched the '90s cartoon for Spider-Man.
Yeah, a little bit.
But, they had this thing. You can't show that kind of violence on TV for little kids, so he like absorbed people's life force, and that is kind of what I got.
Didn't they also have like laser guns in that show or something?
Yeah, whatever that crew was hunting him had that.
Shield?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I think it's kind of this, not the similar crew, but that's hunting him in this one, led by Chiwetel Ejiofor, which
Maybe it
everyone
wasn't
knows.
Shield. Maybe it was that from the Spider-Man game. Those people from the Spider-Man game.
what?
Roxxon?
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
Rocks.
I don't remember that show very well.
From the show or the video? Or the
The video game. I was thinking in particular. But,
okay.
But yeah, no. But okay. I think it could be fun. It seems a little more tired than the other two. Tom Hardy didn't quite stand out like he was really giving it his all.
Yeah, he does. I feel like he will be giving it his all, but it doesn't seem like he's having a good time doing it like he did in the first one.
Yeah, and then that one scene where Venom takes over a horse, that was pretty
Oh yeah,
That seemed-
horse
That
venom.
seemed pretty cool visually.
Horse venom was
Yeah,
pretty.
it seemed
pretty
like
cool.
kind of a play on what they did in the first movie, where Venom took over that motorcycle.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
yeah. Even had a little stunt where he got taken off the horse and had to like symbiote back onto the horse.
Yeah.
I'm really glad to see them have Venom eat people's heads.
Yeah, he
Again,
bit off 4 heads.
I was like, oh, that's great. That's classic Venom. And
you
he's
need
like
some of
a
that.
tentacle monster now again.
I am also happy to see Mrs. Chen back. She basically is a kind of a staple now in the Venom movies. Like,
Honestly, the Sony verse.
in the Sonyverse, yeah. Now she was in Across the Spider. Dude, she didn't even blink when she saw Polka Dot guy
it's like
come
one
through
of
there.
these guys again. It's
whatever.
Tuesday for me.
No, yeah, it's a great cast. Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this. Juno Temple from Ted Lasso. Reese Ifans, who they're not saying who he's playing.
Right.
They're
Reese
not-
Ifans
they
is
don't
in
have
it.
a
There's a
listed.
couple of Ted Lasso people.
Yeah, 2 Ted Lasso people. Like there's
Keely and what's his
Javier Ramos.
so Cristobal Fernandez is the Javier guy.
Football is life.
He's like, yeah. So like, are y'all wondering? Do y'all think that's Lizard in there? Do you think
So
that's...
that is something I wanted to touch on. I feel like they are making they're really emphasizing this multiverse, and because like the trailer starts out, or at least the movie appears to start out where Spider-Man No Way Home ended, or like that after credit scene where they're in Javi Ramos's.
Well, no, Let There Be Carnage after credits.
Was that the after?
Yeah, leading into No Way Home.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
It was leading into No Way Home, but then No Way Home reversed it.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
but left some Venom symbiote.
Yes,
thing
left a
there.
little bit so the MCU could play with it later
For
on.
Chiwetel Ejiofor to find and
I think it's
collect?
pronounced Ejiofor.
Ejiofor.
I
Wow.
don't know.
I am also Nigerian, and I couldn't even say that guy's name.
Is he
That's-
Nigerian?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, okay. I could be making that up.
Self-burn.
And yeah, so you have characters like Reese Ifans, who played Lizard in
yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man, and then Chiwetel Ejiofor, who played Mordo in the main MCU. So they could be doing a multiverse thing there. I don't understand why you would have Reese Ifans in there if you're not
Clear as
going-
day is like. Do you think this
And
is?
they showed him in the trailer, and Sony is notorious for just trying to sell multiverse stuff in their trailer.
From what I've seen from, especially from Sony's marketing, I never think that they're trying to. They're never going to play 4D chess. I always think that they're just kind of messing up with their marketing. Because remember for Morbius, they had the Spider-Man in the background. It's never on purpose. It's always like an accident, and it turns out
No,
I
I
kind of
think it
fumbled the
is
bag at the
on
end.
purpose, but not on purpose in the way that there's a creative overseer planting these little Easter eggs.
Exactly.
They want to make it look like they have a plan.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
they're
it's
just
some
mumbling
executive
about.
that's
They're
like,
good at that.
oh, hey, just throw Spider-Man in there because other cool movies have Easter eggs, and that'll be cool if we have an Easter
More
egg.
Sony's good at
importantly,
that.
Vulture in Morbius
Oh, God.
must
Yeah.
have something to do
Yeah.
with Spider-Man.
and do some good. Like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, no, it's bizarre.
Yeah, and apparently,
They're
I'm not,
such bad movies. Really, again, you take away Tom Hardy and Venom, the rest of those movies were trash.
Yeah.
Right? I get Woody Harrelson had some moments, but that's because it's Woody Harrelson, right?
Woody
It's-
Harrelson. Yeah,
He really
yeah.
doesn't miss too often.
He's always fun to watch.
Yeah, he gives a good performance regardless of what he's in. That's
Fun fact about Woody Harrelson. Did you know that when he came to Hollywood, they were looking for a character named Woody who was from, I think he was from Nebraska, and the character that he ended up finding a role with was Woody from Nebraska in Cheers. That character wasn't written for him. It just happened to be like his real name was
wow.
Woody, and he was from that state.
Dude, I love that show.
That's funny.
I love that show. Watching it is like I watch it like all the time with my mom.
It's
a
good.
great-
Spoilers.
Great.
Spoilers for Cheers. I know it's an
right.
old show, but when Coach dies is when I kind of got bored with it.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
one of the bartenders died in real life, and just they just moved on as like
That's fair.
in between seasons.
Didn't that spin off 2 shows like Frasier and another show? Was it just Frasier?
I think it was just Frasier.
Okay, I thought it spin off another.
You know, one thing actually reminded me, kind of a little bit of a sidetrack here, but it's funny watching, especially network TV shows nowadays with streaming, where you can kind of all watch them back to back to back instead of kind of try to catch them once a week or catch them syndicated more realistically. Is that you can really tell when some characters, start leaving the show or start getting less scenes and stuff, and it's very clear it's for like network background, non-show related stuff, right? It wasn't like, oh, the the writers decided this character was no longer important. It's like, oh, that character had a movie or something, or they got famous, so they just no longer wanted to do the show. And so they have to figure out a way to write them off, right? It's like, or in the famous Aunt Babe, right? There was like a there was like a contract dispute, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a new Aunt Babe, right? Like, right? It's just like that happened a lot.
Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men movies, when there's a clear point in time where she won that Oscar, and she was like, "I'm not wearing this blue makeup anymore."
Yeah,
dude.
Yes,
and saying in Marvel got a whole other black guy to replace Terrence Howard after the first Iron Man movie.
You mean that wasn't the same guy?
Aaron, stay with me here. It was not the same guy. Yeah.
Apparently, Ike Perlmutter's the guy who was just like, nobody will notice.
Of course, it was Ike Perlmutter.
They all look the same.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, no, but it's fun seeing that in old network stuff where they just kind of, people suddenly die and explain. Oh, another one, Cal Penn in House.
Oh,
he was in House, and then he suddenly got a role in the White House. Yeah. And they literally, next episode, had him suicide.
Yeah.
The writers were clearly upset at the guy for just leaving. He was like,
coming back.
He killed himself. No, he didn't leave.
He didn't go back to his home planet?
Any kind of reasonable thing where they could have brought him back for a cameo.
I did not know
like a season or two later, like for the finale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they do this stuff. I was like, no.
That's awesome.
Oh, no, he killed himself.
He's dead to us.
Yeah, get out of here.
No build-up. No, sense that there might have been some mental health issues. It's a really funny, happy-go-lucky, suicide.
And what's funny is you can't go back and watch a show like 2.5 Men and not be aware of the behind-the-scenes thing. Like, they drop a piano on Charlie Sheen. In that show.
That's another great example.
Yeah, he got hit by a bus and exploded. Yeah,
sometimes it's more subtle, but yeah, that's another great example where it's like, we're going to make this very obvious.
He's definitely dead.
Yeah. We're not going to pretend and play around.
We're never working
90s episode Cheers, they'll be more subtle about it. They'll kind of try to play with it.
Well, that was what was interesting about Cheers. Coach, the character Woody Harrelson replaced, they just addressed it as like, oh, yeah, poor Coach died. And it was just between seasons. And it was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. They didn't even try to write it out or make some sob story about it. They didn't even have a memorial episode.
It probably was just too big a surprise. They didn't have anything recorded.
Yeah. Right.
It's funny watching those machinations. I just kind of wanted to those bit like studio and behind the scenes kind of stuff that impacts the real show. But anyways, let's get to our second trailer. Alien Romulus.
Wait. Are you guys excited for Venom?
Of course, dude. Yes, I'm definitely gonna watch
I'll probably watch it, but I don't know if excited is the right word.
Yeah.
Coming off of Let There Be Carnage, I definitely didn't like it as much as the first Venom, but I found it fun. This trailer gave me the same kind of fun I got from Let There Be Carnage.
Like those diminishing returns to the gimmick, and it's really you're just watching Tom Hardy and the Venom character act off each other. There's not much else,
and it's done it for the audiences. Both movies have made a lot of money. They've kind of done well. They were pretty good movies. So yeah, I'm excited.
What do you think of the addition of Toxin? You think that'll be fun to see?
I hope because we've had 2 movies of Venom just fighting another version of himself. So I like that we're having like a friggin' agency coming after. I'm like we're having different things coming after Venom. So I'm cool with Toxin as long as he's part of a different waves coming after Venom in this one. So.
I feel like they haven't differentiated enough between Venom's abilities and Carnage's abilities for them to make something that I'm excited for with Toxin. It's like you said, it is going to be just more of us seeing a bunch of goo on screen.
Yeah, and hopefully it works out. But it comes out October 25th, so just cyber Halloween 2024.
Yeah. Okay, so let's kick it to Alien Romulus. So this is supposed to be set between the first and second Alien.
Yes, it is.
Alien and Aliens, if I have that correct.
Yep.
Really, the setting is there, but really it seems like just a good excuse to take us back to the xenomorphs, to the chest bursters, and have it be a full-on kind of horror slasher.
Oh yeah,
thriller thing where the first Alien was kind of more understated. You had those big scary moments, but a lot of character work. This seems like it's a full-on. Let's watch a bunch of people die.
It looked like it's going back to the basics of the first Alien, really, because it's taking place a little bit after the first Alien, in between, but coming up as Alien. So what got me the most interested is the team behind this. Fede Alvarez and Rodo Sagayas. They're the guys behind Don't Breathe, behind Evil Dead 2013. They have a really good.
Did they
eye.
direct Evil Dead 2013?
Yeah.
What was Sam Raimi's involvement in that?
He produced. So
okay.
He directed the first 3 Evil Deads that came
Yeah.
back, produced that 2013.
Because I remember when that came out, like there was a lot of hype about Sam Raimi returning. And
Yeah, his
I
name
just
was
wasn't
on
sure.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like their eye for horror, definitely for suspense. They do great in claustrophobic situations. So I think all the ingredients going into this translate over to a property like Alien. But from the trailers, what y'all think of just the trailers?
It looked pretty exciting. It hit the notes from what you want from a kind of an alien slasher horror thriller, right?
There was a lot of the shots of action that really excited me. I was excited to see it just for the action, but they were still really brief. And something that does concern me was in that last Alien Covenant. That was the last Alien movie,
Yeah,
right?
was the last one.
I was so angry at that movie just because every character in there was aggressively incompetent.
They were very stupid.
And
That's fair. This seems like it could be that type of movie.
Yeah.
It seems like it'll have awesome action shots, awesome gore shots. I highly doubt it's gonna have awesome writing.
Speaking of gore, like the one part that sticks out to me was like the part where the girl was used the X-ray gun to show the chest burster in her chest. So we might, because they keep behind the scenes, they keep talking about a scene in this movie that's like so crazy of like a crazy chest bursting scene, and like I think what they're gonna be doing with this is like figuring out different ways for us to like maybe even kill people in this world because we've seen them all. But I love that whole like X-ray thing.
That was a really cool effect. Now you seem to know more about the background of this than I do.
Yeah.
What seems to be the plot from what you guessed?
Yeah, so like in between Alien and Aliens, so on Aliens it was discovered that they built like a mining company on LV 426. That is a planet that the Colonial Space Marines and Ellen Ripley.
That's the planet from Aliens, right?
Yes.
Is that the same planet from Alien? The first one?
Yes. They had like this like picture of it, so they go back there and set up like they go terraform and all that stuff. That's what Aliens was all about. They messed it up. So this movie is about this like I guess would be what would be known as the first colony to terraform on there. So what would have happened to the first people to get there? And these kids that we're seeing like were raised on there. So like what's cool is that every person we've seen in the Alien movies didn't really
know about aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
So this kind of through line is kind of different because, like, for the first time ever, we're going to see some people who possibly heard the stories, maybe like urban legends, almost like what you tell your friends, but they can still get messed up because
I'm pretty sure
the aliens.
Every single movie is just people trying to convince Sigourney Weaver that she's crazy.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. These aliens aren't a big deal.
Yeah. You know, I love the fact that they're really taking that into account.
One movie, Prometheus.
Oh yeah, Prometheus and Covenant, where Sigourney Weaver wasn't in there.
Yeah, man. I think the whole look of it looks great. The actors. So we have almost like no name people. The most famous person is Isabella Merced or even Kaylee Spaney. So a lot of new faces that we're seeing in this. I like it.
I don't think they can recreate the horror elements of the first Alien.
Yep.
Just because A, we've already seen what the xenomorph looks like, and B, the characters have already seen what the xenomorph looks like. So if they stick with the action of it, I think it could be cool, like more like Aliens.
Yeah, it could be a good slasher concept. I feel like good action slasher.
Or I think it might even be better as like a creature feature, like what was that? Crawl, the alligator movie.
I think it might be like that.
Oh, that was a good movie. Actually,
like, it's like contained to that one space station.
That was a good movie.
Crawl's amazing,
but it feels like they're going to try to get with different creatures. I don't think we'll have good enough focus on any one.
I love the different creatures that they have in this universe. So
they were good creatures, but it doesn't give you that focus on like that one monster, right?
Yeah. Right.
Can we take a quick second too to give Sigourney Weaver credit for going from always being harassed and hunted, and I think even impregnated by aliens.
Yeah, an alien resurrection.
Well, to be fair, I think it was humans who impregnated her.
They cloned her and then impregnated the clone. Yeah.
So, somewhere along those lines.
Crazy stuff.
But can we give her some small props for finally getting to play a nice, friendly alien in the latest Avatar?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She was a nice,
She was a
friendly
nice,
alien.
friendly
Yeah,
alien.
she was a teenager as an 80-year-old
She
woman.
deserves some props for that.
I-
Oh yeah, and even as a CGI blue creature, like you could tell she was old.
Yeah.
It was way too old for that.
She had an old soul.
You could hear it in her voice.
No, but at least she could move around ably. She clearly was having a stunt double play the actual alien.
She's at least 80.
That's very least.
She's very old. No, I'm happy for her. She finally got a chance to be an alien and not get killed by one. So props to Sigourney.
There was that
love you,
nostalgic
Sigourney.
shot at the end of the trailer that that referenced Alien 3 with like the dog alien getting in Sigourney Weaver's face.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what that was. That
You're right.
that was a good jump scare. Good jump scare. But
Was
yeah,
it a jump scare?
it scared my scary ass. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if jump scare, but like it built.
It got me.
Yeah, perfectly. It was like an anti-jump scare. It was like so it's slow, but you feel that dread. you know?
Yeah, I'm a wing.
Classic
That's right.
David Fincher.
Oh, David.
I feel like he doesn't want props for that movie.
of course not.
I think he very much shit on his own movie for that one, actually.
Yeah,
But so time for the main topic of the day, guys. Kung Fu fighting.
Kung Fu fighting.
just I guess to open it up, like, what is? I always like to ask this with like any kind of film, like, what is y'all's like first like earliest memories of martial arts films? Watching, enjoying it, like really, really having it resonate with you.
I mean, gotta be Jackie Chan, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
that's my dude. That's my dog.
Either that or Mulan, depending on how you want to look at it.
Oh wow.
I mean, we were kids, right? We were kids. I mean, Mulan
There
was
was martial
what,
arts.
98?
Yeah, 98.
Yeah,
98.
I wouldn't have considered Mulan a martial arts movie, but if I think about it, yeah.
If I was a kid watching it,
like
yeah,
a cartoon,
I wouldn't
martial
say it's a martial arts movie, but I guess it was my first exposure to like that kind of kung fu
the culture.
vibe. Yeah, culture, right?
okay.
But I'd say really Jackie Chan, right?
Yeah.
Like true martial arts kung fu movie. I don't want to count Karate Kid, right? That's too much.
Karate Kid.
At least the
I'd
first
count
one.
that.
At least the
Oh, you
first one. You
count
count?
it?
You want to count
I'd
it?
count it. Yeah.
How about you, Aaron? Like, what's your earliest?
I was gonna
Earliest
count
memory?
the one with Jaden.
Oh,
James
okay.
Smith.
I thought you meant.
But I was talking about
Ralph
the
Macchio.
Rock Shit. No, man, that's too.
So
I'll count the one with Jaden Smith more just because Jackie Chan was the master in that one.
What is it? My earliest memory, like I seem to remember being a fan of Jackie Chan before I'd ever seen a Jackie Chan movie. But the earliest memory of an actual martial arts movie that I can remember watching was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Okay.